If you're over 40, had an MRI that says you have a rotator cuff tear, and you've been told to stop lifting or book surgery, and you still have pain lifting weights or trying to sleep on that shoulder, this video is for you. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through 3 truths about rotator cuff tears your MRI doesn't tell you, 3 simple tests you can do at home to see how your shoulder's actually doing, and some practical Big 5 shoulder drills you can start using so you can lift smarter instead of quitting the gym. I'm Dr. Joey Seaforth, online shoulder rehab specialist with Combat Performance. We work 100% online with one-on-one coaching and rehab, helping active adults over 40 who've been told that they have rotator cuff tears, wear and tear, or arthritis keep lifting, working, and sleeping without living in clinics or rushing into surgery they may not need. One of my clients, John, put it this way.
For some kind of baseline, my left shoulder had a torn supraspinatus with a 14 millimeter retraction.
On paper, that shoulder looked bad, but after we worked his Big 5 system and trained smart with pain rules, he got back to crushing an active lifestyle with full confidence. Let's talk about what most people get wrong about rotator cuff tears and how to think about lifting with one. Here's the first truth. Your MRI is a picture, not a permission slip. Plenty of people have rotator cuff tears on imaging and zero pain. Plenty of people have perfect imaging and still can't lift a coffee mug. The scan tells you how some tissues look like. It doesn't tell you how strong your shoulder is, how your upper back and scapula move, or how your nervous system is reacting to load. Over 40, it's actually common to see full and partial thickness tears, tendinosis, or degeneration, even in people who are lifting, working, and sleeping just fine. The real question is, what can your shoulder do and how does it feel when you do it? That's what we're going to test. Here's the second truth. Your rotator cuff is one part of a 5-part system, not the whole story. Your shoulder lives inside what I call the Big 5. Your neck and nerves, they set the sensitivity and control for everything downstream. Your thoracic spine or upper back lets your ribcage open so the shoulder has room. Your shoulder blade, which is the foundation for the shoulder and the rotator cuff. The shoulder joint, where the tear shows up on imaging. And how you load it with bench, overhead press, rows, daily reach, sleep. If your upper back is stiff, your scap is not upperly rotating enough, and your nerves are on edge, your rotator cuff is doing way more work than it should. Treating the rotator cuff in isolation is what most people are told to do. They do the generic exercise at PT, they take time off in the gym, but when they get back to those higher level activities, the pain keeps coming back. The third truth, over 40, doing nothing and waiting for a magic surgery date is often worse than smart, guided training. The longer we wait and rest the shoulder, your joint gets stiffer, your Big 5 gets weaker and tighter, and your pain sensitivity can actually increase. Your shoulder's guarded. It doesn't like to get into these positions because we're holding it too much by our side. And your pain sensitivity can actually increase as you're guarding the shoulder. The goal is not to ignore pain and just go heavy. The goal is to know what your shoulder can do now, train inside the green and yellow zones, and progress over time so your shoulder is stronger going into whatever is next, whether that's more lifting or, if truly necessary, better prepared for surgery. Let's see what your shoulder can do today. Quick reminder before we test. Green is 0 to 1 out of 10. Feels good. This is our push zone. Yellow is 2 to 4 out of 10. Uncomfortable but tolerable and settles quickly. Generally okay with modifications. Red is 6 out of 10 or higher. Sharp, catching or pain spikes that linger. Back off or modify. We'll aim to keep testing and training in the green and yellow zones, avoiding the red. First test. Can you get your arm overhead? And how does it feel? Stand tall with your thumbs pointing up. Slowly raise your arm straight out in front of you and overhead as high as you can go without leaning back. Ask yourself, can you get reasonably close to your ear? Does it feel like a smooth pull or a pinch and catch? Is the pain more on the top side of the shoulder or mostly just tightness? A pass here is you can get overhead with mild discomfort that settles quickly. A big struggle, especially in the top half, tells us overhead work needs to be modified and supported, not just hammered with overhead pressing. I know you're struggling with shoulder pain and you obviously want to fix it, so text me the word pain to 720-710-4371 and I'll send you my free shoulder pain fix demo. Now back to the show. Second test. Can your shoulder handle loaded extension, the range you need for dips and the bottom of bench press? Sit on the edge of a bench or sturdy chair. Push your hands behind you on the surface, fingers pointing away. Walk your feet out and slowly scoot your hips forward, lowering down like a shallow bench dip. Ask yourself, can your elbows get close to 90 degrees without sharp front of shoulder pain? Or do you feel like a strong pinch or block in the front of the shoulder? If you can't get near 90 degrees without red zone pain, that tells us dips and deep bench need to be modified. It doesn't mean you can't train. It just means we need to pick better angles and ranges while we work on your Big 5. Third test. Can your rotator cuff control the ball at your side? Stand tall with your elbow bent to 90 degrees out to the side. Slowly rotate your arm back as far as you comfortably can into a throwing motion. Ask yourself, is there a sharp pain in the front or top of the shoulder when you rotate out? Does the shoulder feel weak or unstable compared to the other side? Limited or painful external rotation here tells us your rotator cuff has real work to do, but it also gives us a safe starting position for strength work. Let's bring it all together. If you can get overhead with test 1 with mild discomfort, you're generally okay for overhead work in the gym. If the bench shoulder extension test 2 is tough, you should be cautious with dips and deep bench for now, and work extension in safer, smaller doses. And with test 3, if external rotation at the side is very painful or weak, your rotator cuff needs attention, but that doesn't automatically mean you can't row, press in certain angles, or modify your workouts. These tests don't say you're fine or you're done. They tell us where you are today and where to focus your next training block. Now, let's talk about how the big 5 play into rotator cuff tears and what you can do to actually train. When we work with rotator cuff tears over 40, we almost never just do rotator cuff isolation. We always consider the big 5, your upper back or T-spine. If your upper back can't extend or rotate, your shoulder will jam forward. To work on this specifically, we use banded wall open books. Band anchored at about chest height, side on the wall. Rotate your chest open like an open book. This frees up your T-spine and ribs so your rotator cuff isn't fighting for room. Next is the shoulder blade. If your scap doesn't rotate up and around your ribs, the top of the cuff gets pinched. Here's a drill we love. It's called banded scap angels. Band at about chest height, arms down by your side, sweep into a big Y while scaps tip back and rotate up. This trains upward rotation and joint space for the shoulder. Next is the posterior shoulder and joint position. If the back of your shoulder can't hold the ball centered, the front cuff and bicep get hammered. Grab a band and do this drill. With the band around your wrist behind your back, gently pull apart and extend slightly back. This wakes up the back of the shoulder support in safer ranges. Then we move to closed chain stability. Shoulders often feel safer when your hands are fixed and your body moves. This drill is a kettlebell pull-through. In a high plank or elevated plank, drag a light kettlebell under your chest from side to side. This builds stability and positions closer to your press and pull patterns. You don't need to remember all the cues from this video. The point is, we don't just poke the tear, we train the entire system around it. Back to our client John for a second. On MRI, he had a torn supraspinatus with a 14mm retraction. On paper, not a great forecast. Doctors talk about surgery or no more crazy stuff. In reality, after we rebuilt his big 5, respected the pain rules, and loaded what he could do, he's back to being a super active 65-year-old, whitewater kayaking, class 4 and 5 rapids, mountain biking, and lifting again with full confidence in that shoulder. The MRI didn't suddenly become perfect. The system got stronger. If your MRI says rotator cuff tear and your pain sounds more like classic impingement, pinch at shoulder height or just above, this is your next video to watch. It's linked on screen and in the description. That video will give you a specific plan for the impingement side, while this video reframes how to think about your tear and training. Remember, your rotator cuff lives inside the big 5, your neck, thoracic spine, shoulder blade, shoulder, and nervous system. Over 40, the game isn't a perfect MRI or bust. It's a strong, stable, and smart shoulders that let you live and lift on your terms. If you want help figuring out exactly which parts of your big 5 are holding you back and how to train with your current shoulder, grab my free Big 5 Shoulder Fix training using the link in the description. It'll go through tests and exercises for all big 5 areas so you know where to focus next. And you have an MRI that says you have a rotator cuff tear, you've done physical therapy, taken time off from the gym, or even potentially injections, and you want a plan built around your big 5 and the things you care about getting back to, then text me the word PAIN to 720-710-4371 to get a tailored step-by-step approach on how to permanently fix your shoulder pain. Our mission at Comeback Performance is to help over 1 million people around the world eliminate their shoulder pain, avoid unnecessary imaging, injections, and surgeries, and get their lives back. After you reach out, please like and subscribe to the channel. We're putting out daily content based on your guys' questions on shoulder-related topics regarding pain and rehab. At Comeback Performance, the comeback is always stronger than the setback.